February 14th, 2025 to 6 p.m. The annual fest at IIT University Odisha commenced. The 3-day event was in full swing, with famous celebrities performing on campus and students immersed in the celebratory atmosphere. However, on February 16, 2025, at 3 p.m., the lifeless body of Prakriti Lam, a Nepalese student residing in girls' hostel QCF, was found in her room. The mood of the college shifted drastically, leaving Nepalese students in shock. As news of Prakriti's death spread, authorities locked the hostel to prevent the girls from stepping out. However, her friends made a shocking revelation that sent waves of fear and anger through the hostel. It was revealed that the prime suspect in Prakriti's death was none other than Advik Srivastava, a third-year mechanical engineering student at the same college. Advik and Prakriti had been in a relationship for quite some time, but they had broken up during Navratri 2024, a fact confirmed by an email Prakriti had sent. Months had passed since their breakup, but just 4 weeks ago, Prakriti had filed a harassment complaint against Advik with the International Relations Office, IRO, the first point of contact for international students facing difficulties. This wasn't a small college. It was Kalinga Institute of Industrial Technology, KIIT, a member of several prestigious international organizations, hosting thousands of students from 65 countries. Soon, suspicions arose that the college administration deliberately failed to take strong action against Advik to protect the institution's reputation. Had they acted in time, Prakriti might still be alive. Anger erupted among students, who confronted IRO officer Gautam Nayak, demanding an explanation. Student, furious. A girl said she was harassed. She said he touched her, manipulated her, and made her feel unsafe. And yet her complaint was ignored. The accused parents weren't even informed. Meanwhile, police received critical intel. Advik was attempting to flee the city. Acting swiftly, a team arrested him at the airport. But what was shocking was that the boarding pass found in his possession showed his flight was booked at 1:47 p.m., just an hour and 15 minutes before Prakriti's body was discovered. Her parents were devastated. They had spoken to her for the last time at 2:51 p.m. on February 16th, and she had seemed completely normal, with no signs of distress or fear. Female students who witnessed the aftermath stated that the state of Prakriti's body suggested a premeditated murder. Whispers of a cover-up began circulating. Was Prakriti's death part of a larger conspiracy? Doubts were further fueled by the fact that Advik came from a wealthy, politically influential family in Lucknow. He was a spoiled rich brat for whom college wasn't an educational institution, but a playground for alcohol, parties, and reckless behavior. A 2-minute, 33-second call recording surfaced in which Advik was heard verbally abusing Prakriti. Advik: "Don't mess with me. I swear, I'll do something terrible. You keep coming back to me, you beg for apologies, but I'm done with you." Another leaked audio recording from Advik's friend painted a dark picture of their toxic and abusive relationship. Friend: "We tried to stop the girl. We warned her, but she kept going back to him. He manipulated her, made her cut ties with us. Then last year, he even broke her nose. We tried to complain, we went everywhere, but nothing happened. I was her friend, I saw everything." The police sent Prakriti's body for post-mortem and arrested Advik, but tensions on campus escalated further. Students demanded an honest and transparent investigation, suspecting that the college administration was tampering with evidence. To pacify the growing unrest, the Vice-Chancellor called an emergency meeting in the auditorium that evening. "Vice-Chancellor, we will hand over every piece of evidence related to the case, whether it's objects from her room, digital devices, paperwork, everything. But I request you all not to escalate the situation further." Despite this, students remained unconvinced. Rumors spread that the crime scene had already been tampered with. Before the police arrived, the warden had secretly moved Prakriti's body to Keam's hospital. The message that was sent was part of their university, and the witnesses to all of this were the girl students present there at that time. Not only that, but neither did the college staff immediately inform the police. nor did they notify Prakriti's family. Instead, in an attempt to erase evidence, Prakriti's phone, laptop, and diary were removed from the scene. That is why, when the police arrived, the students demanded that the crime scene be opened and that they be shown Prakriti's laptop, phone, and diary. However, the response given by the police seemed unsatisfactory to them. In the morning, our scientific team will arrive. The scientific team, along with the photographer, will inspect the room in front of them. Right now, we cannot open the room. The students wanted assurance that if the crime scene had not been tampered with, then at least one student should be allowed to enter the room and be shown Prakriti's phone and laptop. Show it to us right now, in front of us. We will go there later. They are lying. They are lying. They are changing their statements every second. The students demanded this because the warden of the girls' hostel had told the hostel girls in front of the police that there was no phone in the room. Every word spoken by the police seemed like a lie and a cover-up to them, because, despite mentioning the forensic team's arrival, the police did not seal the crime scene, which is a mandatory procedure. The police are lying to us. They are changing every statement. Please help us. The Indian students started feeling that, like other cases, this matter would also be suppressed because the same pattern was clearly visible here. That is why, to seek justice for Prakriti, the students began protesting. As the protests continued throughout the night, to calm the students down, the college founder Achyutananda Samanta had to personally come forward. "Calm down, children. Please calm down. Do not handle things this way." He was requesting them, but the students who had gathered for justice did not want to leave without it. Meanwhile, due to the growing crowd and the chaos, the founder fell to the ground. Whether it was due to the crowd pushing or intentional, it is unclear. However, the administration and faculty took full advantage of this situation, making things even worse. The college faculty reveres founder Samanta like a god. On top of that, the KIIT staff spread a rumor that Nepali students had assaulted the founder, which led to the situation becoming highly aggressive. On one hand, the college security started brutally beating all the male students protesting, while on the other hand, female faculty members in the girls' hostel began threatening the Nepali girl students. "Don't speak. Pack your belongings quickly. The police will move forward only when the belongings are packed. Move your belongings. I don't want to see anyone here. The police will handle whoever is left here." But the issue did not just stop at threats. What came next was an extremely shameful statement. "The man is feeding and educating 40,000 children for free. Does your country even have that much budget?" The person making this statement was Associate Professor Manjusha Pandey and Girls Hostel and Student Affairs Joint Director Jayanti Nath. They were referring to the college founder Achyutananda Samanta, who through his organization provides food and education to 40,000 poor children. In this context, both of them made this disgusting remark toward the Nepali students. This entire incident began at 7 a.m. on the 17th. On one hand, students were being threatened and beaten, while on the other hand, the college was showcasing the success of its festival on its social media handles. Following this, at 8 a.m., the college issued a notice ordering all Nepali students to vacate the university campus. As a result, the wardens and deans entered the 3 international hostels. The college security, along with hired goons and gym trainers, were involved. The warden had a list of all the room numbers where Nepali students resided. They forcibly entered those rooms and brutally beat up all Nepali students. Shockingly, even professors did not hold back. After assaulting the students, they were seen proudly taking selfies. All Nepali students were threatened to pack their belongings and leave the university immediately. The students were beaten so badly that some had swollen stomachs, some had numb bodies, and many suffered injuries even in their private parts. While all this was happening, the dean and warden shamelessly watched. The hostel security and warden forcibly snatched the phones of students who recorded the assault and deleted all photos and videos. This is not just hearsay. The students themselves have endured this terror and pain. The students felt completely helpless. The same warden and staff they used to greet with a smile every morning were now ruthlessly beating them. The ordeal did not end there. Around 800 Nepali students were packed into buses and sent to different locations such as KIIT and Bhubaneswar to prevent them from uniting. On the 17th, these Nepali students were left stranded in various places. They had no food, no money for tickets to return home. Some students were even forced to leave the college barefoot. These students had traveled far from their homeland, paying 25 to 25 lakh fees to the college, only to be subjected to such cruelty. Instead of taking responsibility for their actions, the college authorities attempted to cover up their mistakes. When the incident became a national issue and reached the Nepal embassy, Nepal's Prime Minister, KP Sharma Oli, immediately sent 2 officers to investigate the matter. To falsely show that the situation was under control, the college authorities resorted to hypocrisy. The same college that issued a hostile evacuation notice to Nepali students on the morning of the 17th released a letter of appeal late at night, falsely claiming that students had left of their own free will and were not forcibly removed. Additionally, they staged a dramatic setup of a Twitter control room. That same night, around 11 p.m., announcements were made at railway stations and bus stands, urging students to return to college. Some even followed students to railway stations, preventing them from leaving. "If you force us, we will record videos and send them to our country," the students warned. Traumatized by their experience, some students were promised placements, while others were offered 25 lakh rupees in an attempt to lure them back. The university imposed 4 conditions for their return. Follow the university rules. Never engage in any insipid activity. Never repeat any indisciplined activity. Request reconsideration for their return. These conditions falsely projected that the students had committed some major crime and were now pleading to be allowed back. But the situation had already spiraled out of control. To carry out damage control and deceive the public, the authorities issued a follow-up notice on February 18th. It announced the termination of 2 security staff, the suspension of 2 senior hostel officials, and 1 IRO officer. However, these individuals were only formally arrested and released on bail within hours. The cover-up did not stop there. Apology videos of the 2 female staff members who had made derogatory comments were released on social media. I want to take a moment to apologize for my recent remarks regarding Nepal. If any of my statements have hurt the sentiments of my Nepali students or the people of Nepal, I sincerely apologize for it. Notably, the apologies never mentioned the assault on students or took any responsibility, but for social media appearances, they staged a moment of silence and posted photos, which people dismissed as fake and crocodile tears. On the evening of February 18th, when students held a peaceful candle march, local political party workers took advantage of the situation and started vandalizing property. We don't know which political party got involved, but suddenly they started breaking things. "We don't support them. We don't even know who they are," said the students. Even though no college student was involved in the vandalism, it is now being used to divert attention from the real issue. The Nepali students have put forward several demands to the college authorities, including an independent police investigation for justice, accountability and legal action against the officers responsible for negligence, legal action against those who assaulted them and made discriminatory remarks, release of the CCTV footage. However, the authorities have refused to give any written response. Instead, they bluntly stated, "Your placements will never happen."